Alright, looks like everybody's ready. Type off countdown in chat. And we will see how this goes. Cool, looks like we've got a synchronized start. Eviona2 is the world record holder for freestyle, the category where you get to use every gun, every air dash. This race is happening with new game rules, so you're only allowed to use the pistol and the katana, and the default air dash. But I'm sure Eviona is still good at that. Vander, I've seen a lot of his streams. See how he does. Makes the S jump. Both getting to this rolling boss, rolling invader. If you slow motion a little bit when the fight starts, he skips a laughing animation. And then you can also hit him while he's rolling in slow motion, but not while he is not in full motion. Eviona, both racers at the blast jumper now. Eviona getting a good attack there. Basically, anytime there's something very big and pink, you want to hit it back. Even just a lot of little things that are pink. Eviona getting another one there. Vander getting a little less lucky. Racers on a little bit of an auto-scroller before the next boss fight starts. This is one of the few places in the game where it actually can work to use your pistols in akimbo mode. Little known, but you can actually shoot your pistols in both directions at the same time. Just for fun. Eviona coming up on Mirror Core now. Missile attack you can jump over. Most of the time you want to see those streams of pink bullets tightly concentrated so you can reflect a whole bunch of them at once. And you want to see it charge at you, turn pink and charge at you, just like it happened on Eviona's screen there. Eviona getting good RNG. 3 big reflex so far. Oh, Vander gets one too. Good to see. And level 1's done. The highway. This is one of my favorite stages because the platforming is very, very tight. You can get these edge cancels where you just touch the very corner of a platform and it refunds all of your jumps, but you don't leave the ground, or you don't, like, never have to like stay on the ground for a long time. And Vander taking a spill there. But yeah, just you can do it on every stage, but on highway it just feels the best. I don't know, something about the way the cars are laid out. You're getting a good reflect there. With this boss, mostly you just, with most bosses, but this one especially, you mostly just don't want to see it going off screen. If it goes into the background to use its attack, where it kind of rains down missiles, that's pretty unlucky. Both racers getting good reflects there onto the next platforming section. Eviona with good movement. And on to the next boss. And they're getting a lot of really good cancels also. So with this boss, it doesn't really matter what attack pattern it does. That one where he slams the ceiling makes it a little easier because you don't have to dodge all the rockets. And that one that Eviona just got twice in a row, or almost twice in a row, is the best one. But there's no real bad ones. That one you can get a reflect for a lot of damage. Eviona getting a little stuck there. And on to Valentine. In New Game, Valentine is kind of a pushover, especially in this stage. Her shield breaks to rocket fire. We don't have those here, so we have to enlist our rival's help to defeat him, to defeat her. with the purple cars. Have to deflect all of them. It's probably the hardest one. Eviona makes it look easy, just jumps out there and gets in Valentine's face. It's been common to see people use slow motion and just try to be really careful about it, because if you miss a cycle, it's lose a lot of time. Yep. Vander also jumping out there. And only one cycle apart. Oh, did Evie miss the cars? I must have been looking at Vander's screen when that happened. Yeah, cars are hard. Especially on hard where there's 3 of them. Alright, chase. First part of this fight, or first part of this level here is in freestyle. It's generally about building up style by using as many weapons as you can, switching them around, so you can get to the next boss fight with maximum style, which increases your DPS. But that's in freestyle. In new game, you're just gonna survive, don't get hit. Here's Mrs. Yeehaw. She doesn't really have any bad attacks. Mostly just that yellow orb attack is not reflectable, and the other one is. But other than that, pretty straightforward boss. Dodging all of these birds that are circling around is rather tricky and hard. In normal and below, they kind of just go in a straight line, but hard and very hard, they spiral around. It's quite tricky. This section, you see Eviona switching off to katana. Katana's flurry has a massive AoE instead of a bullet, which only can hit a very small area, and I think gets consumed after it hits one thing. We're gonna just jump up there. This one. So that's phase 1 that we just saw Eviona do. Phase 2 has a very risky strat, which Eviona's doing, where you just stand right in front of him and katana him. You can't shoot him in this phase. And you have to react to one attack in particular, which is the one that he just did. There's a lot of slow-mo. You can kind of see what attacks he's telegraphing based on the angle he holds his sword at. Vander also going for this. And gets it. No major hits taken. Well, Vander's got a couple hits left. This is a strat that when I was racing I didn't do because I thought it was too hard, too risky. The Ninja 2 strat. But it turns out it saves like 20-30 seconds. So I was losing a lot of time from it. I'm going to have to learn it for the next one. But both of them making it look pretty easy. On to Rex Rocket. For Eviona. Double pink there. Good, good. Kill this guy, you want to be as low to the ground as possible, so when you fall down to the ground after he dies, you can rise back up on that rocket a lot faster. And Vander also going to roll one. And we're on to the launch. First boss here, Chaff Spammer. It's very helpful to just get up in his face with the katana. It clears out a lot of the chaff, which means your pistols can do their full damage instead of hitting things constantly. Katana doesn't do quite as much damage as pistols, but it still does a fair number, and it just clears everything instead of... Oops. Eviona not getting a flick there. It was the hard one to get further to the sides. Begins into the only true auto-scroller in this In this, you basically just don't want to get hit. Every time you get hit, the camera slows down. And in hard, it speeds back up again fairly quickly, but it's still a time loss. About 5-10 seconds, something like that. Eviona getting through it perfect. Just like Vander also, I hope. Don't commentators here, please. Alright, Eviona coming up on not just one boss here, but 4 or 5 maybe. This boss rush is... Most of these bosses aren't that hard. The one to watch out for is the second one? No, third. Second one's a little hard. Third one is really tricky, especially in New Game, because he has a shield that can block all incoming fire unless you're positioned pretty tightly behind him, or you pull out the katana, which is a lot riskier. First one goes down without much of a hitch. Second one, you just kind of gotta go in like the opposite pattern that they're doing whenever they're flying around like that. The only real thing to watch out for is when they both go overhead at the same time. They hail down a lot of bullets. It's really hard to dodge. You can go over it, or you can like slow-mo and try to find the position. But it doesn't look like that happened. Let's see. It's the same luck. Freestyle, a lot of players opt to not reflect that shield when he shoots it, so that they can continue doing the very, very high DPS of the weight gun. But in New Game, probably better to just reflect. Also a lot safer. Eviona clearing it. Rather low health coming into Bunny, but Bunny's usually not that dangerous, so hopefully things will be fine. Yeah. These fights are tricky, especially White. White is probably the hardest boss in the game, in my opinion. And Vander clearing them with no problem also. Onto the worship. It's kind of interesting. It's one of the few stages where not shooting your gun all of the time is usually slightly better. And, making it down that elevator there, which is rather difficult to do hitless. But a lot of the blobs in the worship will have projectiles suspended in them. So if you're just shooting, you'll have a lot more to dodge. Eviona getting right up in there with katana. Gets a good pattern, easy to dodge, and can do DPS almost immediately. As opposed to like that, for example. Let's see if Vander can get down the chimney. Makes it a little bit safer, but gets it also. And done. A lot of katana. Coming out for Eviona there. So this is the boss that turns that maintains the gravity field in the ship, or something like that. So now there's an anti-gravity, you have infinite dashes, you just kind of float around, it's nice. And into Nemesis Core. You spam katanas, does it reflect all pink projectiles? So if you mash click, yes. Which is what it looks like, for example, Eviona is doing right now, whenever she's up in this guy's face. But if you're just holding it down, you get a different attack pattern, which does not reflect, but does. I actually can't remember if it does more DPS, but it has a larger AOE, and it comes out like a lot faster after another. So if like you're trying to not get hit by, for example, the bubbles that Vander is going through, I think katana is the fastest hit. Like katana's flurry is the fastest hitbox that you can get in New Game, possibly also in freestyle. Into Nemesis Core. Segment's fine. I mean, it turns off after you kill him. It might be. So with this guy, he shoots out these kind of arcs of pink bullets, and if you get right up in his face, you can deflect all of them at the same time, like Vander just did there. But after you beat him in phase 2, he becomes a lot harder, and this is another one of those other bosses that's really hard in New Game, and much less so in Freestyle. He has all of this armor, which you have to kind of blow off. You have to wait until he uses one of his other attacks. Either he shoots some stuff at you, or he shoots himself at you, or he just kind of litters the playing field with bombs, and you have to shoot him back on him. This guy's the guy who maintains the anti-gravity field, by the way, so now that we've killed him, the gravity's back. Making this section one of the hardest platforming sections in the game, probably the hardest platforming section in the game. There's balls everywhere, they're moving rather erratically, the ship is turning left and right, but Eviona gets through. 3 hits remaining, so... A thing that's semi-common in safe mode, like races and marathons and such, is to take safety deaths, where if you're starting a boss on 1 hit, you kind of just beat the first attack and get back to it with full health, just so you don't lose time later by like dying at the very end of the boss fight or something and have to go through the whole thing again. But against Anti-Battalion, 3 is more than enough, especially for a runner of Eviona's caliber. Vander also getting through this gravity section rather quickly, gets a little wall hop there. Is the bomb guy the only one that has different attack patterns for certain characters? I'm not sure. I actually haven't... I've played the other characters briefly, but I haven't played them enough to know if bosses have a different attack. I can check that out for you, though, after the stream. Valentine level 2 has different attacks. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because a lot of the other characters can't reflect. So, ours would just be impossible. Vander also getting through his anti-battalion there. So anti-battalion is the guy who keeps the ship in the air. The attack where she lowers the blue things is slower when you type it. That would make sense. Because Valentine moves a lot slower, so it's would be almost impossible to dodge if it moved at full speed. So in Showdown, Showdown has 4 phases. First phase is a lot of audience participation, and that lowers over the course. Still a good deal of that phase 2, actually, come to think of it. Into phase 3 for Eviona. So, in general, you want to end this fight with about half health to prepare for a death skip between phases 3 and 4. In Freestyle, where you can't really afford to take damage or you lose DPS, you usually do that at either the beginning of the fight or the beginning of the phase. In general, you should do that at the beginning of the phase, just so you don't lose time taking deaths or taking damage in the fight. But this one goes rather slowly in the game. Every time you hit her, she teleports, and the bullets shoot rather quickly, but they don't do that much damage individually. So you kind of hope that she uses one of the other attacks, like this one, for example, where you can get a couple bullets in a row and then also chance of deflect, like Eviona gets. This attack that is happening on Vander's side, also you can jump up right next to her and reflect every single bullet and do a pretty good deal of damage. It's rather risky, but it is good. And on to phase 4. Eviona died! Ah! So with phase 4, she gets the shield, but you can taunt and the audience will throw things at her, and if you do it at the right timing, you can keep her in the same spot forever. Normally, you have to wait for her to like slow down and use an attack that keeps her locked in place, but if you have good timing, you can just get it in one cycle. We'll see, Vander's ready for the death skip also, so if you don't do this, she plays this animation where she leaps into the air and like laughs and flips her hair around and grows a shield, and the audience throws things at her. But anytime after she starts rising into the air, if you just run off the stage and die, she'll skip that whole thing and just be straight into the fight. Alright, let's see if Vander has the timing down. I bet he does. Yeah, looks about right. Little rough there, but it worked. In general, you wanna do it a little earlier than you expect, and then you keep shooting afterwards. Like, you don't do it as she's getting out of the hit stun. You get it. Ooh, wow! You get a little bit there. You kind of do it as you're like halfway through the damage phase, and then you just keep shooting to get her net again. A little past halfway. It's like 2/3. And into 2 reflects on the same mantis. One is rare enough. Wow. He doesn't like using that attack, and he doesn't like using it purple, at least not for me. We'll see if Vander can do the same. So with that little climb there, even if you're just an inch away from the laser, once you reach the top, the laser just turns off. It's very nice of him. It goes a little easy if you're fast. Ooh, Vander gets one too. Yeah, that reflect is hard. Against the mantis. I usually slow-mo just to, like, I have to like hold slow-mo a couple times. It's like, is it going now? Is it going now? But they're both making it look easy. Vander gets 2, but the second one's yellow. Oh, that's a shame. A little more expected though. Into the spider core fight. Another anti-grav section. Although in this case it's more falling than anti-grav. I suppose the last section might be falling also. Who knows? You usually want to get right up in this guy's face, which is kind of tricky because he has this erratic movement where he just kind of like jitters around. And if he jitters the wrong way and bumps into you, you can end up taking a lot of accidental damage. I've died to that more than a few times on races, on runs. The thing that I've found that makes it easier is generally one of his sides will be a little higher than the other side. So if you go on the side that's a little bit lower, you have a little bit more room to be next to him, while you're still far enough away that like the jitter doesn't end up hurting you as badly. Yeah, pretty close. Eviona gets an unlucky death on Rival or here, and they're back to even again. I don't think that's likely. Maybe, hopefully not a commentator's curse, but Eviona's pretty good. That's it there. So, this thing screwed me up for a while, the slider core on the right. Easiest boss. No, this guy's hard for me. I figured out in hard, he has this pattern that covers all 6. Yeah. He attacks every lane at the same time, and I got hit by that every time until I realized the Q. He always does that after he dashes. He kind of like lunges forward a little bit, slows down, and then shoots all 6. Right into Rival, quick ping pong. Oh, misses it. This is kind of like the Ganondorf fight, except he's got a bunch of other patterns also. As Valentine is so easy, yeah. I imagine he would be. So, a neat strat for sliding core, or not sliding, crawling core on the left is you can hold your pistols out and just hold to the right and match your back up against the back of one of these blocks. There's a little tiny hitbox that'll reach while you're shooting. It doesn't actually lower your DPS, and it'll clear almost a little path for you. It's not quite fast enough, so every once in a while you have to turn around. And then if he ever shoots a laser at you or something, you can just kind of right-click a couple times and fall down a level. It's still hard, but that makes it a lot easier, so you don't have to keep turning around and get it done a lot faster. And Eviona getting 24-11. Vander starting up Rival. I didn't have a chance to commentate Rival, I was too busy talking about crawling core. So with Rival, he has a lot of attacks. Most of them are fine. There's only a couple ones that are good, and only a couple that are bad. The main bad one, in my opinion, is the rocket attack, because most of your shots will end up hitting the rockets instead of him. The main good one is the one that just happened there, because you can have that chance at a good reflect. That one is just, you know, free damage time. And Vander getting a 24, 25. Oh, bummer. So close to sub 25. Should have had it. Yeah, only about 50 seconds apart. See if you can close the gap for the next one. Yeah, we can take a break, Vander. I'll go grab a drink. Alright, I'm back. Totally forgot to turn on intermission music. Yeah, so as Jacket's been saying, best of 3 with a surprise in finals. I think White has something good. Oh. Alright, we ready for game 2. Alright. I'll count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I gotta reset the timer before the stream catches up. I forgot about that. Control, reset. Alright, ready. Another close start. Eviona has this trick where at the very, very end of his dash, he just kind of like bonks the ground just a little bit, even on flat ground, and then just jumps, and he's so fast. Making his way through the S onto roly-poly. There. Vander's rolls the other way, which is a little bit... Actually, no, it's fine. I thought the door opened a little bit faster. Yeah, Evi's movement is so crisp. It's like, he's ahead by, you know, about 5-10 seconds right now, and he's just from having such smooth platforming. That's the main thing that is the same between freestyle and the game also, so it makes sense that he'd be amazing at it. Actually, I have no idea how much he practices the game. He could just play it a lot. Maybe I'm like super confused. Vander getting a little less lucky with the death on the left side, but only loses him a couple seconds, and managed to catch up. They're basically exactly tied now. I didn't catch what happened. Maybe he got a reflect. Yeah, they're exactly synced right now. Holy moly. Both getting the same attack at the same time. Same attack again. Oh my god. They're so synced. This is perfect. Oh no. That's unlucky. But, you know, still only a couple seconds away. Wow, that was the most synchronized. That was the most synchronized I've ever seen it. Wow. I've been vaguely thinking of a mod that makes the boss patterns the same for both runners, just to see if, like, I don't know. I don't know if people like that, but it is a thing that I might be able to make. It looked like they were already using. Oh no, Vander getting stuck on a platform there. But it looked like they were already using it. Still only a couple seconds apart. I'm gonna get him a good reflect. Oh, second one. 2 in a row. Vander getting the only bad pattern here. Goes off screen for a little bit. And just breezing through this next platform. Hey, Vander. Get in chat. So sad when you get like the really good attack to reflect and then it's just not the right feeling. It's like, oh, you were so close. Does manage to finish off the semi though. Next platform. Yeah, so edge skipping on the little semi-solid platforms is quite a lot harder. You can't actually, like if you're dashing, you go through them. As Vander found out, unfortunately. So you gotta end your dash right above him. But, you know, both on the same boss still, only a phase apart. If you get in the cars successfully. More of a blessing for Vander. Yeah, bless Vander as much as you can. Let's see, go through. Chase. I'm curious for story runs. A lot of these, I'm actually not sure of this one. See if Jackets knows in chat, or newbie. For playing a new game story, when you, I believe when you beat the stage, like when level clear comes up, the next stage unlocks in the menu. Is it faster to like quit out of a game, go back to menu, and then re-enter the next stage? Like potentially with like having to clear your save file or something, so you don't accidentally like exit too early. Because that could save some time here. Like there's a lot of levels where after you beat the level, that you're just kind of like stuck as the something takes off or whatever. Back to the action. Vander finishing off. Red Sprite. It's faster, but not a lot on SRC. Okay. That settles that. Into Ninja. So there's two strategies I see for Ninja, and I'm sure Eviona's figured out this is the faster one. But I hadn't checked, so I did the other one for a while, which is where you stand as far. Easy way to copy paste. You're right. Where you can kind of stand for this one. You can stand off to the edge, like Vander's doing. I'm just getting a lot of bullet shots and then a couple of reflects here and there. Whereas Evie jumps up and meets him right when he spawns. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Going for the risky phase 2 strats also, both people. That one looked like he was getting hit. No. I'm showing that air control. Fun to learn to do fast. I don't know. I like it. But yeah, I am fine with that. Into the next level. Eviona just lines himself up with those platforms so well. Oh, well, no, come for stairs. Oh well. Do wall jump's not awful. stat, like number of wall jumps in like someone's career. I'd have like thousands. So for the auto-scroller that Eviona's in, there's kind of two main paths, which is the one that Eviona does, and there's just staying on the bottom pretty much the whole way except the last one. I'm not actually sure, like, they're the same speed. I'm not sure which one's easier. I thought most people went along bottom, and I went along bottom, and then I saw somebody go along top last week, and Eviona's doing top this week, so maybe it's more common than I thought. Shot color, keep making that emote look worse. Yeah, sorry about that. Started the game, I didn't know how to jump upwards because I was awful. Yeah. Always hold left or right. Means you can't go up. You gotta go diagonal. But yeah. Wall jumping is funny, like it's just like you gain like an inch per wall jump. Stew with 2 worms. Why is it even in the mechanic? So we had a so there was an attempt to make a no air dodge category. A couple people have tried to do this, and it turns out that you know, wall jump helps a lot with that. But unfortunately, there's one spot in Warship. Worked on Bleed 1 because it reset jump cut. Oh, that makes sense. I gotta play Bleed 1 still. But yeah, wall jumping helps with the no jump category until there's this one little spot in the gravity section of the Warship where there's just a jump that you probably can't make. I think people are still trying, but as far as I can tell, the only way to do it was with like a damage boost that's like perfect. Yeah, Eviona making it through white pretty fast. Cool if reflect reset your jumps. Yeah, so there's another character in the game, Claude Girl, where that does work. I think you only get 1 dash, but anytime you do damage to somebody, to an enemy, it resets. And you can also reflect every color projectile. So there's some cool stuff you can do with that. And Bunny's gone. Some good damage there, jumping up with the katana. Ooh, some weird stuttering there, but looks fine now. And should have it there, yep. Claude Girl movement is very satisfying to get used to it, yeah. I was trying to find a Claude Girl replay on the leaderboards earlier today, or yesterday actually, and all of the replay link seems broken. It's really sad. It's like, oh, I want to watch somebody like never touch the ground, just Claude Girl. I couldn't find any replays, I had to search YouTube. As Claude Girl, reflecting resets your jump, yes. You only get 1, but it does reset on reflect. Not as written though, so. Alright. And pulls him back. That one is so hard to dodge if you don't see him. Slider there. Yeah, I saw one of Eviona's videos of Quad Girl where against semi-core you can just stand like on the way very bottom back and just reflect for like just dash into him forever and never lose height. And Nemesis 1. That's a lot of yellow. Need to figure out for that attack that you just did there. Like, it's better to shoot pods into him, or better to just shoot him? People probably already know, but it seems like it kind of makes sense that shooting was better, because you'd have to do a lot of damage through the pods. But it never hurts to check. I'm taking a little bit of a messy segment slider there, but. Sidewind Slider panic is kind of rough whenever you're like, oh, I just need one more phase. Like, I don't want to go to the next phase. I just want nice armor knockoff from Eviona. It just gets re-ring to hit him. And gravity section. Let's see how this goes for Eviona. Somehow dodges all of those yellows. No idea how. Oh, wasn't that gone? And makes it. That jumper right there that just happened was the one that kills the no air dodge category. Let's see how Vander's M2 goes. Getting good damage so far. Gets a Saw Blade on Eviona's. So with Anti-Battalion, the two really good attacks are Pac-Man and Saw Blade. Pac-Man a little bit better. Truck's pretty good also. Pac-Man's great because you get this reflect at the end of it. A bunch of damage off. Nothing but Pac-Man saws. And a shark. Nice, nice. Yellow Pac-Man. Got root for Yellow Pac-Man. Alright, purple Pac-Man, let's go. So having successfully turned off the gravity and then turned it back on and then somehow ended up in a boxing ring. I used to think reflecting the bullets from Anti-Battalion was a good attack. I'm not actually sure how much damage the reflect does. It doesn't seem like it's that much, and I know a lot of people that I've talked to seem to not like that pattern. And you're getting his Anti-Battalion. Has to wait for bullets. There it is. You're taking a little bit of damage in preparation. Yeah. Good valve from Eviona so far. Not two phases apart. Wow, that was crazy. I've never seen such good lasers. I guess that's the advantage of just going far left or far right and just aiming on stage. It seems to be happening pretty consistently. I never thought about that. I always stay middle. That's super clever. Oh, I was getting worried about that one there. If you do it just a little bit too early, you have to reset the whole stage. Or not the whole stage, but the whole phase. Eviona is going for this random taunt at the very, very start of the phase, just in case it happens to hit. The cooldown is short enough that you can do that and still be on time for the first laser attack. Oh, ooh. Okay. Got me scared there. Eviona missing a bunch of shots. Vander also doing the side strat. That is really good. I'm gonna have to steal that. So, weird as it sounds, Vander actually needs to take a little bit more damage before the end of this phase. otherwise he'll lose a little bit of time on the death skip. You can only afford to take the little. I think there's like actually for normal it was half. For hard it's probably a lot less. So this is probably fine for him. Getting another pink reflect on Mantis. Vander just apparently in chat forgot that's good. That's better. So it's like 10 seconds or so. Vander's still getting the 1 cycle left. Yeah, arcade habits. So. Arcade's the other game mode. This is story. Arcade, you're not allowed to die ever. Or the whole entire game resets from the very start. So, naturally, death skips just aren't a thing. Let's hope for God tier rival RNG. 0 katanas, 50 pink kicks. Let's get some Mantis reflects too while we're at it. Getting any good patterns on that core so far. It's a yellow missing also. Oh well. Still quite far ahead. Ooh, that wall kick might cost him. Yep. Oh, just barely makes the laser skip. From Eviona's calling core. It takes me a second to remember which one this one is. I believe the percentage of grid blocks is affected by difficulty. But I have to double check that one. Into rival. And I'm not saying that Eviona should get like a billion katanas in a row, but that would give Vander a chance to catch up. Because unless you go katana to katana, you cannot damage him in that phase. But got 3 so far. Looking good. Some good patterns. That close-up ping pong is so fast and it's so hard to do. I never get that. I've practiced that for a while. A little slower than last race. We'll see how Vander does on these last 2 bosses. Oh, yeah, there's that all 6 lanes attack. What is the world record for this cat? Let me check. Hold on. I don't remember off the top of my head. I know it's newbies. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was scheduled to play against newbie today. Dodged a bullet on that one. Instead I have to do it next week or something. But yeah. That one's gonna be tough for me. I'm gonna have to practice real hard. Give me another week to prepare. Alright, let's see. Only the good RNG for Vander here. It's good tennis there. missile, just no katanas. We can take our rockets. Yep. Looking good so far. Nice. Nice ping pong. Pretty perfect RNG for Vander. Ends with a 2509-ish. Something like that. Good game. That's mispositioned. Oops. Something weird with the overlay. There we go. Yeah. Well raced, well played. Vander made the first one look real close. And then Eviona just kind of put the gas on a little bit harder in this one. Thanks for watching. So, I'm not sure what the schedule is for the other 2 races that were scheduled to be today. They'll probably be postponed until next weekend. We'll see. We'll announce it. See you, the Bee Machine. Thanks for tuning in. Guess I'm gonna sign out here, so bye everyone. Next weekend or sometime this week. Okay, that's what I thought. Cool. See you then.